Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share a really fun new thing I'm going to be doing a little bit of in the future. I'm calling it Moda Mix and Match, and I'm going to show you how collections of ours mix and match with other Moda collections that are available now and together at the same time. I'm also going to be sharing with you the February Sew Sampler Box, which happens to contain the collection that I'm going to show you along with our Simply Delightful group. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll share the contents of the box and then I'll share my Moda Mix and Match feature. Okay, so Enjoy the Little Things, February 2023. And included is a Jolly Bar, which, if you're not familiar with those, it's a special pre-cut offered only by Fat Quarter Shop, and they are 5-inch by 10-inch strips. So this is a Jolly Bar of the new Sunwashed collection by Yoder for Moda, and I will be doing the Moda Mix and Match today using Sunwashed and our Simply Delightful group. So we'll work on that last. Okay, this is the little card that always comes in the box and explains everything. First, there is a fun little needle book from Moda, and there's a couple pockets here where you could stick scissors or even a pin cushion, a thimble, or anything else. You can put your needles in here. And one really great idea that I've seen people do on this too is take a permanent pen and actually write the size of the needles that you have in each section. So you could get really fancy, get a ruler, draw straight lines, divide it into sections, and put the number of the needle that you have inserted in that section. So that's what I'm going to do. Really cute little needle case that will go along anywhere. This is called a thread-o-stat, and what it does is it can grab a piece of thread or something if you have some way down deep in your machine you need to grab. It's long and you've got the handles up here, so this will be super useful. I'm going to put it in my sewing machine drawer so I can have it right there when I sew. Okay, so a box of pins, long ballpoint pins. You can never have too many pins, I love to say. So this is great. These are Drits and they're extra long, so I'm excited to try those. The pattern this month is the Fresco quilt pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, and it is a 54.5-inch by 54.5-inch quilt. This is, I believe, probably the only thing that is exclusive to the box. Also, perhaps there's a Jolly Bar quilt with the Sunwashed Jolly Bar. This might be exclusive too. Everything else you should be able to get online, but a lot of times the patterns are only available in the box. Okay, there is also this month's Bliss Sew Along quilt pattern. I need to get caught up on those. I've been doing lots of other sewing. And then finally, this is really kind of a fun item. I wasn't quite sure what they were. They are manufactured by Riley Blake. So what they are little bags. And it says Quilty Scraps. Such a fun idea. There is a piece of tape here so that if you're sewing at a retreat or something, you can pull off this and you stick it to the surface where you're working. You can put your scraps in here. And then I was also reading on the information for this. It's also biodegradable. So when you're done with it, you can put it in the garbage and you don't have to feel like you're, causing a great deal of waste. It says you can also, compost it. If you compost, you can put this in your compost bin and it will biodegrade. So there are, I think, 4 of these, 3 or 4 in the bag, and just really such a fun idea. Okay, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way and we're going to get to the Moda Mix and Match. Okay, so Moda Mix and Match. Let's open up this Jolly Bar. I've been excited to do this for a while. People often ask me, they want to get a more scrappy look, and they want to do that by mixing collections of different designers. And so this is just something that I've been thinking about sharing with you for a while now. In the past, Corey's collections have also gone along with some of the collections that I do with Chelsea, and they're in the stores at the same time, which has been really fun. And this month it happened again. I'm just going to kind of show you a quick example of how actually the top focus fabrics, how really close they are. They really go together well. This fabric could be mixed in with this fabric, you know, and as you go with all of our other focus prints, and this one shows it a lot too. You can just see that you could easily combine these fabrics from these collections and make an even more scrappy look. Okay, so I'm going to move down to, she has a nice tone on tone also, and some fun low volumes. So let's move to the greens now. The greens, actually, they're a little bit different, but they're going to work together. I'm going to pull this stack, come down to my greens and show you. So they're a little slightly off, but really they look very, very good together. And this one I feel is just right on with this one. So again, you can see how easy it is to combine some of the fabrics from these collections. Okay, now yellows, not so much here. They are, I would say, quite a bit different. They really are. This is more of a soft buttery yellow, and ours is a little bit brighter. I still don't feel like they would look bad in the same quilt. You know, it's just Corey's is a little bit more buttery. I think it really is the word. So, but with this one, look at that. I think they look really great together. So again, you know, these are two collections that are just so mix and matchable. And then this one too. It's so funny how she has the little tiny X's and we have the bigger ones, and that these were in stores at the same time. At first, you know, you might think, oh, it's not really going to go, but these really do go. And then her big floral with the yellow really works because it's got all the other colors in to kind of differentiate. Okay, so Corey has in her collection a color that we don't really have. Hers is a soft coral. We have an orange. So these are kind of like very just different. Hers is like almost like a corally pink. So, and she doesn't have an orange, but we do. But we do also have a pink, and we just have a couple prints. But you can see it's kind of a different tone on that one. Now this one, it could work because see, we've got the darker color here, and so does she. And this one's just like a darker coral. Again, it kind of reminds me of, this goes better with this first one than with this one. And then her true pinks. Now her true pinks completely go with our pinks. Okay, so I mean, how cute would those two be matched together? This really is really fun that these collections work so well. And she's got this lighter pink, and then she's got darker, and we don't have the darker. What we have is a red. So I'm just gonna fan these out because they actually do kind of, it's a little bit different, but like really so much fun together, those two prints. Okay, and then this one again looks really fun with that one just because it draws out that. And this is really fun. I think it looks good with these reds. Okay, so we're going to move on to the blues. And the blues is where Corey has some different shades than we do. We actually went with two different shades of blue. We went with the navy and the teal. Okay, and so she's got more like a cornflower, dark cornflower blue. But again, I'm going to show you, she's got some navy at the bottom. So these are going to work. They're going to look really good together. And there's her multi-print. Again, they really go, we're on the same wavelength with these groups. Here's her large check. And again, you could definitely put this with it. So if you are looking for a collection to mix and match to give a more scrappy look to your quilt projects, these are definitely two collections that you might want to consider putting together. If you want to, a lot of people want to make scrap quilts, but they're worried that it's going to look too off. These are two groups that you could definitely put together and get a really scrappy, fun look, and yet still have some coordination going on there. And so there's that final print. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this segment. I plan on doing it again, sharing how different collections from Moda work together. Maybe I won't even always do it with ours. I might just take 2 other Moda collections from other designers. But I just think it's a really fun way for you to see before you purchase a couple collections that might really work well together. Okay, so that's it for this month's Fat Quarter Shop, February 2023. So sampler box and the first edition of my Moda Mix and Match. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and that if you did, you'll share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.